I wasn't going to film this, but I changed my mind about halfway through getting started on it. So this was somebody's Sine plate project, and it's in an unfinished state. When I got it, it came in a box of a bunch of miscellaneous stuff from an estate sale. The rolls were still combined into one piece. And I've cut them off, cut the excess off, and I'm in the process of grinding them to width. There's several issues. Everything's already been heat treated. Everything's hardened already. Okay. The layout of the attaching holes is not consistent. So there's only one way this will go together. If you try to flip these around or move them to different locations, the hole centers don't line up, and they don't appear to be exactly on center either. But they would do work in this configuration. That's why I got everything labeled here. Yeah, so I had to cut these off. It was one long roll. And they've already been heat treated and hardened, so I had to do it with the abrasive cutoff saw. You can see the heat effect from doing the cutting. I cut them just a little bit long, and I've been grinding them down to length. The other issue is I have measured the distance between our flats here, which should be 5 inches exactly, and it's coming up short. It's about 3/1000ths short. So I'm also going to have to try to take off a little bit off of this surface to get us to be exactly 5 inches. Okay, and then I still have to check everything to see how square everything is. So yeah, it's a little crude, but I figured it'd be a good practice project since I'm still learning how to do grinding with my little tiny grinder. So we'll just keep on going and see what happens. The outer drilled and tapped holes are at a 45-degree angle, as I believe they should be, and then these inner holes are not tapped, they're just drilled, but they're at like maybe a 43-degree angle. So I don't know what happened there, if that was a mistake or if they were thinking of something else. I don't know, but these I think will work, as we saw. And let's get this measurement. I'll show you what I mean. And I know this is just a crude measurement here with the and we've got some parallax error probably going on here, but it appears to be a little bit off. I'm trying to determine whether I want these to be flush or just slightly subsurface. And just looking at the other ones that I have, this one, these are flush. And then this one, they stick out. This is a nicely made one by Joseph here. He used to live down the street from me. And then here's a little cheapo import one, and these are quite a bit subsurface. So I think I'm just going to make these just a few thousandths subsurface. I want to see where we're at before going any farther. I've been all over this with precision flat stones, and we did a little bit of acetone cleaning as well. Okay. Yeah, I was trying to decide whether I wanted to try to regrind all the surfaces, but so far I think I'm going to stick to the prime directive. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's pretty dang good. Alright, let's do the sides. Yeah, there were some interesting patterns that came up when I was stoning this. A little off there. This is a tenths indicator. This edge looks pretty good. We've got 2/10 there. This side's got a little, that's about 3/10. All right, let's flip it over. Let's get a 0. Close enough. Even the little bolt-on ledge there is pretty good. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I couldn't do any better with my little grinder, and I've never ground the mag chuck in on that as well. And I'm not sure if I'm ready to do that yet, so I'm going to leave this alone. That's fine. I had to touch up both of these surfaces to get them parallel to the top face of the sine plate. So let's take a measurement. I already measured this off camera, but let me do it again for you guys. Okay, hopefully you can see that. Check, yeah, I think you can. And I zeroed the mic somewhere close to what we're measuring. That's 2/10 low. And then for this one, okay, that one's dead on. Well, a 1/2 tenth, a 1/2 of a thou. Negative, okay. And then this guy, that's negative 1/10. Let's flip this over. Yeah, 1/2 tenth positive. 1/2 tenth positive. I think we're going to be close enough. It's one of these deals where you can, the more you fiddle with it, the more you can fake the number. But yeah, okay, now we're back to our 0. Okay, all right, that looks good. So we didn't do anything to these surfaces. Let's check these really quick to make sure we have exactly 5 inches. Okay, so I'm trying to avoid having a parallax error here. So I got a 4-inch and a 1-inch gauge block. I've got them rung together pretty good. And try to get on that edge. I'm going to use this flat here to try to square that block up. Push it against there. And then take a 1, 2, 3 block. And there's just, there we go. Boy, it's really hard to try to determine if that is on there. Okay, that feels like it's pretty snug. Yeah, I mean it looks like we've got a good dimension here. It's not easy to measure, at least with the equipment that I have, so I'm going to leave that alone just the way it is. But what I did do off camera, I did an experiment. What happens when you try to do that with your digital calipers? Okay, so if we calibrate our caliper, and let's just go this way, get everything out of the way. Okay, so if we calibrate, okay, it's exactly 5, which is as it should be. Let me see if I can zero it without bumping anything. Zero it. Okay, let's check it again. Well, we're within a half a thou, okay? All right, now if we try to measure with our calipers using the back edge here, let's do that. Undo the lock. Because you've got to use a little bit of an angle, and of course this was easy to do off camera. So now I'm showing 7 thousandths short, and it's because of the angle. We're not getting the two surfaces flat, so it's easy to make a mistake. Let me roll it a little bit and see if we can get it that way. Oops, it's still at an angle. Yeah, so not an easy thing to measure. So I think it's good enough. I mean, the gauge box kind of confirms that. So I'm going to just leave that the way it is. Whoever did this originally probably had better measuring tools, and I think they got it correct. I think I'm going to try to grind this, just do a little dust off, because I don't like this weird pattern. There's a little ding right there, although it's subsurface. And this side's got that weird pattern also. So let me see if I can do that. Much better. About a tenth right there. Well, considering it came out of a scrap bin and I'm using just a little benchtop surface grinder, that's pretty good. It's good enough for what I need. Almost forgot the most important test. Is it flat and parallel when fully assembled? Doesn't appear to have any rock. That's good. And it's about 2/10. Seems to be just toward this end. I didn't do anything to this other than stone it and clean it. Not perfect, but not horrible either. All right. I'm actually happy with that. Okay, good. All right, well, there it is, all fully assembled. It actually looks halfway decent for a, I wish I would have filmed earlier so you could have seen what it looked like before cleaning it up. I mean, it was all tarnished, had a little bit of surface rust here and there. The rolls were not separated, they were on a common shaft. I had to cut them and grind the ends to length. We did have a problem with they can only go in one location. They're not symmetrical, so they're not interchangeable. Yeah, it works, and really didn't turn out half bad. A little bit of acetone, a little bit of wet and dry, some grinding to touch up the sides and some of the flat areas. Yeah, can't beat the price. Yeah, so I don't know. Somebody must have gave up on it and threw it in the scrap bin. Yeah, like I say, I don't remember where I got it, but and I was just gonna do a quick assembly and see if it was even salvageable. So I really wasn't, gung ho on filming anything. But yeah, I mean that's a nice little sign plate now. All right.